Hey guys, Legion here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Endgame for Wuthering Waves. What we have for content, is it better than Genshin? Is it too hard? Is it too easy? Do we have more content? What needs improvement? Things like that. So I'm going to start by talking about all the Endgame modes one by one. Let's get into it. So first off, we have 3 big Endgame modes at launch. The first one being Tower of Adversity. It works the same way as Abyss and Genshin, so that could give you a nice idea of what it is. A different floor, different bosses, beat the enemy before the timer. And with this mode, you have to rely on both your skill and account progress. Not the most challenging mode, but you still need built units to complete it. Basically the same concept as what you need for in HSR for Memory of Chaos or Abyss and Genshin. We all need to have a full team of units built, but it is still not the most challenging thing. Pretty obvious stuff, I know, but it's nice to have things to compare it to, so it gives us a nice idea of what it is exactly. The better your units are, the easier it gets. Now here we have different floors that you can clear for rewards and get an exchangeable currency for the shop. These do reset over time. You get currency and rewards. You can get up to 700 of the game's currency, which is pretty nice. Now, we do not have a confirmation for the reset time on this mode, but if it's the standard every 2 weeks, like the other modes in other games, a nice 2-week reset would be nice. So if that's the case, it will be looking pretty good for this mode. Now, for the second mode I want to talk about today, this is called Death of Elusive Realm. This mode is really awesome. A perfect comparison I have for you is the Simulated Universe in Star Rail. If you're a big fan of the Simulated Universe in Star Rail, you will sure be a big fan of this mode. So basically the same concept, you collect buffs as you go, different buffs for your characters, and your characters will become really juiced up, allowing you to slap the enemy and do big numbers and try many different weird combinations that you couldn't do in normal modes. So you could even do like a support unit, become a main DPS in this mode, crazy things like that. A lot of different stuff you could try. This is a nice casual mode for you to complete all the different stages and get rewards at the same time. And on top of that, different comps with different characters. So a lot of experimenting with this mode. Really nice addition to have at launch. Okay, now for the last mode I want to talk about. This is called the Tactical Hologram. Now this is the real endgame mode. This is very challenging. This mode will take a lot of time for your account to get to, but this is made to put your skills to the test, so any hardcore gamer will enjoy this one. Now, one thing with this mode is that it is recycled boss fights, but not the way you think. So it's the same boss fights that you fight in the world, but the thing is that they give these bosses 6 different stages, and they also get more skills every time, different patterns and buffs, so it will still be very different from fighting them normally in the world, and it will be a lot more challenging. You'll have to remember all the different patterns and new skills that they give them. So if you enjoy big boss fights that could last even an hour or even more than that, you will for sure enjoy this one. Now, of course, it gets progressively harder from stage to stage. So the first stage is, of course, kind of easy, but going further, the game will throw a bunch of curveballs at you. Every single boss nearly 1-shots or 2-shots you. So for now, they only gonna add, I believe, 4 bosses. So hopefully they could add more additions in the future. This could be easily updated every time. Each bosses have a first time clear reward. So if you clear it once, that's it. But you can always come back and clear the bosses again to try speedruns or test your skills again. So that's pretty nice. But I'm sure the devs can cook with this. I believe in them. Now, aside from these endgame modes that I mentioned, lots of endgame content to be offered here. But what else is there to do once you complete the whole story? I could say build more characters, I could say explore the world, but even if that is finished, we still have a huge grind to do, and that is regarding echoes. And before I elaborate on that, what are echoes? Well, echoes are basically holographic remnants of defeated Pokemon monsters. So this is basically the Pokemon aspect of the game. You go around and catch monsters. The monsters you defeat, you can then use them in battle afterwards. And these will enhance your character's stats and abilities. They do have rarity and cost. The rarity determines echo strength and the max level you can put them to. So yeah, these are basically what the echoes are in this game. And you can go around the map to find shiny echoes as well, which is a very rarer drop. And I believe shiny also have better stats, so that's a really good find. You can go around the map with your friends, and it's nice because it adds something to do. For sure, for endgame at launch, I'm sure people are gonna grind to find all the echoes in the game, and it could take at least 2 months of farming and building your characters to reach endgame. With all the tactical hologram, it'll take a while for players to reach that mode, so I would say max 2 months people could start doing that mode. You're gonna have to need a full team of highly built characters and a lot of skill to do so. But of course, there is no rush. We can all take our time doing these things. And then aside from the hologram, we have the other 2 modes that will be more a casual mode for rewards every reset. I do not want to say every 2 weeks as much as I would want it to be 2 weeks, unless it's every month, but we don't know that yet. I really hope it's every 2 weeks that the resets are like the other games, because that would be really nice. And that is pretty much all we know on endgame so far. So basically we have 3 modes for endgame: Tower of Adversity, like Abyss and Genshin, Memory Cost and Star Rail; Death of Elusive Realm, a roguelike game mode similar to Simulated Universe and HSR. And then we have Tactical Hologram, a hard endgame mode made to fight big bosses, very challenging. And now it's time to wrap up the video. Let me know in your comments if you like these additions in the game so far, what you dislike, what you like, what could be improved. I personally think that they are doing really well for it being only at launch. We have a big free endgame modes at launch, which is really nice. This seems to have more than we did for Genshin and Star Rail, so it's a better start so far. And there's nothing stopping the devs from updating the game 1 to 2 patch later, adding better things to these modes, better rewards, new stages for the Abyss type game mode, Tower of Adversity. I know they went from 10 floors to 12 floors, so more rewards every 2 weeks, which is never a bad thing. So I really hope the devs can cook, and we will see at launch. That is pretty much all for the video. Thank you guys for watching. More Wuthering Waves content coming in soon. I will try to post at least daily. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. That is always appreciated. See you all in the next one.